Alright, hello there. Welcome to Outmouse Labs. My name is Penny and I'm glad you're here. Was on the RPG Maker subreddit and I noticed a question by Accurate Summer 2115 asking, how do I make it so characters don't follow me in cutscenes? And then they ask a further question, how can I stop cutscenes from repeating over and over again? So it's a fairly complicated question, but it's not a complicated thing to do. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through it. So we just have a basic scene here with a party of 3, and we're going to start building this out. Since we're going to do a cutscene, the first thing we want is a trigger. So we're going to call this cutscene trigger. It's going to be a player touch event below the characters. The first thing it's going to do is turn on the first thing it's going to do is fade out the screen. Then we are going to turn on a switch that says we are in a cutscene, which is called the cutscene switch. I've got it at number 2. Then we are going to pull our characters. We're going to make our followers invisible. And then we are going to wait 20 frames. And then we are going to fade in the screen. Alright, so that's going to get us started. We're going to come back and do more with that, obviously, but that gets us going. Then we are going to make dolls of our party members. So we're going to go ahead and say, go here, and we're going to call this the Micah doll. And they are only around when the cutscene switches on. This is how we make them appear and disappear. So again, make a doll, set it so that it's only there when your cutscene switches on. And we are going to put them here. And then we're going to put a read doll over here. So this will be our read doll. And of course you can pause this video, slow it down, do whatever you need to do to make sure that you're able to follow along. And this cutscene obviously isn't going to be very interesting. It's just to prove the point or show how it works. And then lastly, we only have a party of 3, so that's it. So we're actually going to move Reed over here and have him default to facing to the right. Okay. All right. And make sure that, again, switch cutscene. All right. So we have our dolls, we have our cutscene. Now we just have to actually make our cutscene. Ours isn't going to be anything particularly special. We're going to fade in the screen and we're going to have show text. Reed's going to say, gee, this inn is abandoned. Okay. And before that, we're going to have him turn around. So now we see we have our Mike and Reed dolls, so we can have them do what we want them to do. So for instance, turn left and then say something. Okay. Then we're going to have Micah. I'm going to show a balloon event over Micah. Nope. There we go. We're going to have him do music note. And then we're going to have him set movement route. Micah, we're going to have him move left, move left, move left, turn right. And then he's going to say, awesome. That means we don't have to pay. Okay. Then we are going to have our main character, so our player character, is going to move up, turn down, show a balloon event of frustration. We have them wait for completion. And then our Nora's going to say, oh brother, let's get moving. Okay, so we now have our little cutscene. Next up, we are going to have the party come back together. So we are going to fade out the screen. We are going to change our cutscene switch to off. We are going to change our followers to back on. Sorry about that. To on. There we go. We are going to gather our followers, just in case. You probably don't need to do this, but it doesn't hurt to do it, and this makes sure. We're going to wait 20 frames. We're going to fade in the screen. Actually, we're going to put the fade in screen down here. But before that, we're going to do Control Self Switch A. Then we're going to make a new event page. Set it to Self Switch A. Action button below characters. This is going to make it so our cutscene trigger will no longer do anything. It's also going to give us back control of the situation. Okay? Now, this would work exactly the same way if this was an auto run instead of a player touch. It would be somewhere up in the corner. It would say auto run. It would run through, and when it switches the self switch to A, it's going to go here and turn off the auto run. So either way, this will work. In fact, I'll do it that way just because I think that's more common. So we'll actually set it to auto run. All right. And in that case, I'm going to put the event up in the corner and put the player right here. All right, so let's test it. So you always have to test. Okay, we have our cutscene go through. Oh, brother. Let's get moving. Fades out, and we have control again. If we did the same thing, so that works. If we wanted to do this with the player touch, which is kind of how I designed it, this is how it would look. Same basic concept. Actually, let me make sure that my player followers are on. Yeah, they are. Okay. We move forward. Fades us out. We finish our cutscene. And there you go. Okay. So, I don't know why that text isn't showing. Okay, and I also, just looking at that, I think this is where tweaking and testing matters. I think I'm going to set that to 30 frames. I think it looks a little nicer probably. And, okay, we're going to all right, let's try that. Again, tweaking. Gee, this one looks abandoned. Bada bing. Awesome, that means we don't have to pay. Walks up. Balloon. Okay, let's get moving. Fade back out. Come back in. And there we have it. So that is how you make a cutscene with your followers. Have them do whatever you want them to do. Come back to your party. And in the cutscene, whether it's on auto run or touch, so it doesn't repeat over and over again. Hopefully that helps. AccuRate Summer. Have a great rest of the day, and everybody, happy game making.